The Women's Forum of New York is dedicated to advancing women's leadership, and their educational wing is committed to helping women who have faced some form of hardship. I want you to meet Ilene Wachs. She's the president of the Education Fund, and she's joined by 2017 Education Fund fellow Aaishah Francis, who's going to be telling us her story a little bit soon. Good morning, and good to see you again, Ilene. So you take it away. Tell us about the foundation.
Okay, so first of all, let me start with the Women's Forum, give you a little background. The Women's Forum of New York was founded in 1974, which was the age of the women's movement, actually a revolution more than a movement. Because at the time, women had very limited professional job opportunities, and particularly women at that time and in the 60s, even way before, way back to time eternal, they really had very little career options. And so even when I was growing up, women became either a housewife, or they became a secretary or a teacher. Or a nurse. Yeah. And so there were very few high-placed, powerful women. And so some very visionary women got together in New York, one of them being Eleanor Guggenheimer, who later became the first female member of the City Planning Commission. And she was joined, she asked her friend Eleanor Holmes Norton, who was the first African-American head of the Human Rights Commission, plus two other very profound women, one being Muriel Siebert, who was the first woman to have a seat on the New York Stock Exchange, and then Muriel Fox, who was the co-founder of the National Organization of Women. And so they got together to form this organization that basically would enable women to leverage their power and their friendship to get to better places. And so today, the Women's Forum of New York is comprised of over 550 women this is an invitation-only organization. We represent virtually all professions ranging from finance to fine arts. And we have two main initiatives other than our networking and sisterhood initiatives. One is the Corporate Board Initiative, which focuses on getting gender parity on boards, because that's just better for corporate financial performance. But the second initiative is a give-back initiative called our Education Fund, because we understand that education was a key part of our success. And so we provide financial awards to women age 35 and older whose lives have been significantly disrupted by tremendous adversity, such as incarceration or poverty or abuse, to enable them to stay in college and get their degrees. And so we provide financial awards of $10,000 each. And in 2018, we provided such awards to 20 highly deserving women. Now, Aaishah Francis is one of our outstanding women we've chosen to receive this award, and she has a really interesting story to tell.
So I was born and raised in London, United Kingdom, and at the age of 19, I embraced a completely different type of life. I became Muslim, and at that point I married my husband, and I had to follow a different set of rules to what I'd been raised with. So I took care of children, raised children, came to the US, and at that point he abandoned me with his children, and basically I was left by myself. I had to learn how to take care of myself. So I actually started to clean houses.
There in the UK?
In the United States.
Oh, here in the US,
yeah,
okay.
I cleaned houses, which was not what I wanted to do or what I liked to do, because that was all I could do to keep myself financially stable. In 2009, my oldest son suffered a sudden cardiac death in his school, and he died. And unfortunately, at that point, it was a pivotal point for me, and I realized that I had to learn and had to go back to school and get some education under my belt in order to take care of myself and my children. At that point, I did meet my husband, but I was determined to go to school. So at 7 months pregnant, I started my first semester in school, and that's what I'm doing right now.
What school are you attending now?
Right now, I'm attending Hunter College. Okay. I have one semester left to go.
Near us, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, just around the corner. And I'm actually one semester to finishing my degree in biochemistry. Yeah,
biochemistry.
Biochemistry is my major, and my minor is political science. So, yeah.
Oh, you really are going to set the world off.
I am.
You know, just Was there ever one point where, Aaishah, you said, you know what, I've got these little babies to take care of, and, you know, they need me? Did you ever feel torn, and how did you keep your focus?
It was so difficult because of the fact that I had little children, and I felt absolutely overwhelmed by all the stress of my life, and the fact that I felt like I wasn't able to financially move forward, and I wasn't educated at all. But actually, like right now, I have a 4-year-old, and she looked at me the other day. She said, "Mommy, look at me." And I said, "What?" And she said, "Look at me, I'm you." And she was actually on my laptop pretending to study. So I feel that makes everything better. It makes me feel like that's the...
So how did you feel when you got that award, when you were selected?
I was completely overwhelmed, but I was very thankful. It enabled me to secure my financial situation at that time. It allowed me to focus on my education and what I had to do in terms of my biochemistry degree, and it just gave me the allowance to breathe and actually focus on my study.
A very remarkable story. We're almost out of time, Ilene. What is the website for women?
The website, which I hope you show on your screen, is if you Google Women's Forum of New York and then click on the Education Fund tab, there's significant information on how to apply for this kind of financial award and the requirements. Aaishah is going to be a doctor. I think that's the amazing thing, and people like Aaishah make us proud because their success is our success. We've financed over 240 awards at $1.6 million so far. We're 100% supported by our Women's Forum members, and we're very excited about the opportunities we create, because we believe that when you educate a woman, you impact generations. So
nice to see you again. Continued success to you. And that's such a sweet story about your daughter. Keep being a role model to all your children. All right? We'll leave it there. So, all right, to learn more about today's topics, go to our website, fox5ny.com. You can also like us on Facebook as well as follow us on Twitter. For all of us here at Fox 5, I'm Antoine Lewis. And as always, thanks for the company. We'll see you next time for more Street Talk.